To reduce the threat of a drug overdose in central Illinois, JOLT Harm Reduction has a new device offering real information before it's too late. Good Monday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Janice Rephold. Thanks for staying up with us. Madison Porter explains the new tool and how it will help at-risk communities in tonight's top story. Madison.
Tyler and Janice, it's a drug checking machine that can test a small sample for any other narcotics that may have contaminated the drug you think you're taking. The executive director of JOLT says it'll be a game changer in overdose prevention.
I'm just so tired of waiting for people to die to figure out what killed them. If we can figure out what might kill them, we can maybe intervene before it does that.
Chris Schaffner says 10 years ago, if someone wanted to buy heroin, they could buy it without concern over what it might be mixed with. Now it's just a guessing game. But this new tool will let users know if it's safe before it's too late.
Our people want to be informed consumers, right? Educated consumers. Even with the test strips we have, we find that people are clamoring for those. They ask for those. They want to know what they're using. They're not willy-nilly. They're not reckless. They can be thoughtful if they have access to the resources.
Schaffner says all he would need is a small sample or even residue of a drug to scan it. He says it takes 15 minutes to come back with results rather than several days if he were to send a sample to the lab, and it doesn't ruin the product.
If someone is struggling with substance use and they're dependent on something, they're not going to wait 10 days to use to get the results from your test. They're going to use because they're really sick and they are trying to not be sick anymore.
The Tazewell County Coroner's Office works closely with JOLT on what's causing the 25 overdose deaths they dealt with in 2023. 64% of those included fentanyl. He says anything you can do to save a life is worthwhile, whether it's a testing machine, testing strips, or the availability of Narcan. It's the first drug screener at street level in central Illinois. The hope is to build a network of these machines from Chicago to St. Louis.
This is a great public health strategy. It helps collect data on trends and what we're seeing. It helps us identify what's new and novel and what's dangerous and coming through the pipeline.
The machine is part of a grant that JOLT has with Northwestern University that's focused on overdose death data and trying to saturate high-risk communities with overdose prevention tools like Narcan, naloxone, and this new tool. Schaffner says right now, fentanyl and Trink, or animal tranquilizer, are the real overdose threats here, and Narcan doesn't work on Trink.